Hi, in this video we're going to give you a quick overview of Makulu Linux. So we're going to show you how to install it and show you some of the features. But before we begin here, just wanted to mention that there are several versions here, such as LinDoz, which gives a Windows-like experience. So we might do a video on that coming up. Then you have the core version for just a lightweight version, flash version for traditional users. And we're going to be using the Shift version because it has the dynamic layout switching where you can switch your desktop, desktop managers and that type of thing. Then there's the Max edition, which is AI focused, which uses Electra for its AI tool there. And this one has Electra as well, but it doesn't seem to work as good as maybe the Max does. All right, so what we're going to do now is boot up to the Makulu ISO file, and then we'll start the demonstration. All right, so when you boot up, you have a menu here, and you'll have a little countdown timer, so you have to press a key to stop the timer. Otherwise, it'll just go to the default here, which will load a live Linux environment, which means it'll be running in memory, so you can kind of try it out before installing it, and then you get installed if you like it. And then there's also this one too, which is similar, but it loads everything into memory, so it makes it run a bit faster because everything's loaded into memory, but it will take a little longer to load. So we're just going to go with the default for now. So we'll press enter. So I will say this does take a little longer to start up the live environment than other Linux distributions do. All right, so when you first boot up, it's going to show you this little video here. And it doesn't give you really an option to exit out of it, but if you just kind of click at the end here, just to get to the end here and let it time out, it'll take you to your desktop. All right, so now it loads the desktop manager right away, and there's also a shortcut here in case you close it. So you can see there are several options you have here, and there are also pro options. I believe the pro version is only $33, so if you really like it and you want all the extra features, then you could spend the money. And you'll find a lot of these other features too will require the pro setting. All right, so let's just kind of show you this real quick. Let's say we wanted to go to GNOME. Just click on it. It'll take a second. Sometimes it looks like it's not doing anything, but it'll just take a second here to load it. All right, now we switch to a GNOME desktop, and you'll see that the taskbar, so to say, is different. The menu will be different too, depending on which version you use. All right, so right now it's just running in memory, so anything you do will not be saved when you turn off the computer. So this is just a good way to play around and decide if you want to use it. And so let's say you did want to use it. No matter what desktop you have, you should have this live installer icon here. So we'll double click this. So you could either start the installation or set your download server location. All right, so now you pick your language here. Okay, time zone. So it detected it correctly here, and you could change it by dragging this around if you need to, or just pick from the list here. Keyboard layout, US English, that's fine. All right, so now here is where you need to pay attention. So if you are dual booting this with Windows, then you have to watch what you're doing here. So you might want to think about using a dedicated hard drive if you have a secondary hard drive here. And then you could pick it from the list if you have more than one, just to make sure you're choosing the right one. So this just has its own 60 gig dedicated hard drive. And you could also manually partition itself if you want to change how the layout works or leave a little extra space for something else. But we're just going to go with the default here to erase the disk. And it shows you what it's going to do here. The main partition here and the swap partition there. All right, we're going to click on next. All right, let's just give a name of Bob here, and it'll use the same name for the login name. You don't have to use this though. You could have two different names here. And the name of the computer, let's just call this Makulu OS. Give it a password here. All right. Then you could have it log in automatically if you don't want to type it in, and use the same password for the administrator account. We'll do that. All right, so here is our summary. So go ahead and click on install. All right, so this will take a few minutes here, so I'll probably pause the video and be back when it's ready for the next step. And then after we're done installing, we'll start going through some of the features. All right, so the installation is complete. You will notice that you get this pop-up once in a while with news and notifications. So just close out. All right, so we're all done. So we're going to check the box to restart. Click on done. Restart the computer. You might want to remove your flash drive before doing so, just to make sure that it doesn't boot into the installation again. All right, so we have a countdown again, which you could stop by pressing a key. So you could go right into Linux or go to the advanced options. So we'll just go right into Linux. All right, so when you first start, you'll probably see this Startup Manager here. So you could go through the various options. If you need to set up any additional drivers for something that might not be working, configure your firewall, language, keyboard, network connections, any online accounts that you want to link, set up some backups, and look for any updates. So we're going to skip this part for now. All right, so here we have our desktop here. So if we click on Desktop Manager, you can see we're using the Flash desktop. And this kind of has a Windows-ish start menu in a way, with all your categories here and all your apps. So no matter which desktop manager you're using, you're going to have pretty much the same apps. Just how you get to them might vary, and then you might have some different configuration options and setting options and that type of thing. So we'll just kind of go through some of these categories here. Accessories, graphics. So if we see anything with Electra, that's their AI tool. Internet tools, office tools, nothing there really. Programming, some more Electra stuff. Sound and video, system tools. Universal access, and utilities. All right, so let's switch over to another one here. Let's try LinDoz, for example, to see how much it looks like Windows. And you'll notice you have the same icons when you switch around here. All right, then down here at the bottom, we have some various options, which will vary depending on what desktop manager you're using, like your virtual desktops, for example. And I don't like how it doesn't give you a description like a pop-up without having to click on it. So if you don't know what it is, you have to actually click on it. This is the list of commands here. It looks like settings, language, and you have your date and time and power options there. We have a little file explorer icon here for files. All right, so you kind of have a quick access like Windows, not super Windows-ish, I guess. You have some right-click options, check the properties, permissions, and so on. Right-click in the blank spot, open as root, open in terminal, create a new folder. Of course, it's going to depend on where you're doing it, if you'll have that option or not. Then you have your home back and forth up here, and so on. We have a terminal here too. They make it look like a command prompt. Software, they make it look like the Microsoft Store. And you could just come here and browse the applications or search for them. Let's say we wanted this paint program here. Click on install, put in the password for your account. Alright, so the installation is complete, so it took a few minutes, so I just paused the video. It doesn't give you an open option, it gives you an option to delete it. Then up here too, you can see you could choose a different repository for your apps. So if we go here now, most likely in graphics, there it is. Changed our background too in the meantime. So it's kind of like an MS Paint type program. Alright, so if we click on our quote-unquote start menu here, see what we got. We have our desktop manager, files, which looks like a little Mac icon there, package manager, software updater, looks like the Apple's App Store there, settings, log out, lock, and some power options. Alright, so obviously not going to go through all these applications here, but let's just see if there's any system tools we want to check out. Got a Grub Customizer, Samba Share if you want to do some shares for networking. You want to do your software updates. Say adding a user here. You could add a user, put in your password for that. Just like so. Make some groups. Let's see what else we got here. So a lot of these Electra ones here for the AI stuff, if you click on it, it's going to tell you need to upgrade to use it. And even this here, if you pick the GUI interface or terminal interface. Before when I was playing with this, the GUI wouldn't load. So let's see if it works in this desktop here. Alright, so it appears like it doesn't want to do it here either. When I did the terminal, it worked. So you have an option here for how you want to use it. So we do normal, anti-woke, imaginative. Let's say number 3. So this is like a chat GPT prompt. So let's type in something simple here. Tell me how to make chocolate cake. Now how fast this works will depend on your internet speed and what's going on with the service here, how busy it is. Because I've seen this just take forever where I just gave up on it. That's probably going to be the case here as well. So this might work better if you have the pay-for version of the operating system. So we'll just let that think in the background there. So you can see a bunch of Electra stuff, and then you get this pop-up again, which I do not like. Alright, so that wasn't too bad compared to last time I used it. Once again with this, which is no good. Alright, so this didn't really give me the results I was looking for, but it might have been because of the style I was using here. Let's try this. But of course, you could just go online and use ChatGPT if you don't want to mess with this thing here. Alright, so while that's thinking, let's go back here again. Alright, so a lot of Electra stuff here. If you want to view your disks, you could do that as well. If you need to make any adjustments there, you could do that. As far as I'm concerned, this is not too helpful here, but you might want to play with it and see if it works better for you. Alright, then we have a few system tools here. Calculator, disks again, document viewer, take screenshots, system monitor, terminal, and so on. Alright, let's go back here real quick and look at some of these options here. So some of these might not do anything here, like this one, because you need the pay-for version. You want to put your dock on the top there. That one requires an upgrade. Change your theme. Change your wallpaper. That requires the upgrade. Tutorials, if you want to watch a tutorial, might come in handy. Tweaks. So for general appearance, fonts, keyboard and mouse, check your startup applications, top bar options, title bar options, and Windows. We have some settings here, which for some reason you need to upgrade to check the settings, which doesn't make sense, but that's what they do. All right, let's check out one more layout here. Plasma, that's another popular one. So you can see the start menu is different here. Still uses a Apple looking logo there. Software repository, that's the same for this one. You'll find different software applications as well. You have your layout manager, all your applications, same kind of categories, like a My Computer thing, power options, and some shortcuts down here. You got Chrome built in, the Files app, which looks the same as it did on the other one. Alright, so as you can see, it's pretty interesting. I'm not super impressed with it. I like all the features and how you can switch to desktop managers, but the performance is kind of so-so, and the AI stuff is not great, but it might be something you might want to check out. So I'm running this with a 4-core processor and 8 gigs of RAM, so it seems to be okay, but if you're going to do gaming and stuff, I would think you would need a little more resources to do so. Alright, so I'll put a link in the description where you could download Makulu Linux, and then you could try out this one here if you want, or you could try out one of the other versions and see what works the best for you. Alright, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.